For the past few months, part of Derngate Road in Northampton town centre has been closed. This is due to ongoing roadworks, as you can see behind me, at the Victoria Promenade and Bedford Road junction. This is causing a big impact on businesses in the area on Derngate Road, with some reporting a drop in trade of up to 70%. So I've come here to Monty Jeffrey to see how badly this business has been affected by the road closure. So how has the roadworks affected this business?
I've got to be honest, Nicholas, and say that unquestionably this has had an impact on us. I can't say it's been a devastating impact. I've got to put this in proportion. It has had an effect upon our business. We are finding that because of the roadworks situation, that it has caused quite a lot of negative impact up and down Derngate into St Giles's Street, going round and down into Guildhall Road. If I talk to my fellow retailers in this area, they'll essentially tell me the same story, that they're seeing reduced footfall, customers coming in late, customers coming in flustered. We're certainly finding that here, that where I have customers coming in by appointment for made to measure, for instance, we offer a made to measure service, and all of those customers that come in for a made to measure suit have to come in by appointment. Unfortunately, you can't just stroll in off the street and just be measured for a suit, so you book the customers in. But the customers that are coming in late, they are coming in flustered, they are coming in unhappy about the roadwork situation. Now, I fully appreciate this work's got to be done. I don't demean that for one moment. This is to the benefit of the town in the long term. It's a short-term loss for a long-term gain, so yeah, the work's got to be done. But at the moment, all of us in this area and part of the town are suffering a trade deficit, unquestionably. Now, where a lot of us are unhappy is still the council will ask us for their full rate payments. At no point will they say to us, look, we understand you've suffered a loss in trade, so we're going to give you a rebate. That just won't happen. So although some of us are suffering a greater loss than others, we're not happy about the fact that we're still having to pay the full whack, as we may term it. So that is of concern to us, yes, unquestionably.
You received a letter only 2 days before the roadworks were due to start to let you know that this was going to happen. How do you feel about that? Not
happy at all. This is one of those things where you'd like a far greater time span to be made aware of this situation, because then we can then notify our customers that this is taking place. Now, this does impact more into the lifestyles of our more senior customers, because if you've got somebody of, and with all due respect, of an older age group, naturally they're brought into town by their friends, relatives and families. They don't always come in on public transport. They may not necessarily drive themselves anymore. So they're in a situation where they've got to get as close to the shop as they possibly can and either get dropped off or their friends and relatives park up and drop them off and bring them in. But again, this is causing hardship to the more senior customers. For those who are a little bit more, let's say, media savvy and who are probably watching the internet, the newspapers, etc. a lot closer, they're avoiding Northampton entirely. I've got a friend of mine who owns and operates a warehouse over at Roadworks, who completely, for while all these roadworks are going on, he's avoiding Northampton completely. Now, he's a chap that obviously he comes over to Northampton quite a bit, but he said to me the last time I saw him, which was about 3 weeks ago, because I bought a sofa from him, he said, I'm not coming over to Northampton. He said, I am avoiding the town centre because the roadwork situation means that your arterial roads around the town are very clogged with traffic. Certainly at peak times, those traffic queues are backing up horrendously. And there's this, it's the negative perception as well, it's the public perception of how people see Northampton, and whether they're actually coming in to see what it's really like is one thing. The reality is, I think for a lot of people, they're not coming in to see what it's like. So what they're doing is saying, we'll avoid Northampton, there's roadworks all over the place. Let's head for Milton Keynes, let's go to Market Harbour, let's go to Stony Stratford, but let's not go into Northampton. So we're suffering a loss not just because of the roadworks, not just because they're there, but also the perception is that it's not a shopper-friendly environment at the moment.
Last week, the Northampton Herald and Post reported that there are major roadwork schemes taking place in the town this autumn, which was announced by Northamptonshire County Council recently. One of those schemes is to close Guildhall Road and in order to extend the pathways.
Yes.
And this will see the road closed
Yes.
to members of the public, not to businesses, but to members of the public.
Yes.
That must concern you as well.
It does, because again, this is going to be another negative impact into the footfall in this part of the town. You've also got to bear in mind that the major car park, the St John's car park at the bottom of Guildhall Road, if a lot of people feel or think that their access coming up and down from the car park is going to be restricted, they won't come up from there. Now, we do find a lot of our customers will park in the St John's car park, or they will walk up Guildhall Road, and then they come up into the town, particularly on Fridays and Saturdays, which are busy days of the week. Now, if the perception is that that is closed, and it is going to be closed, it means that people will find somewhere else to park. They'll shop on the other side of town, but again, they'll stay out of Northampton. Again, it's the public perception, but we know the work's got to be done. We know this is very, very necessary for the future. It's nice that the cultural quarter of Northampton will grow, but I am very concerned about this short-term loss that a lot of the businesses around here are suffering. And I think some degree or type of compensation or consideration towards the traders should be thought of.